Okay, we're live. Hooray.
Yeah. So yeah, Delan Winterhound is of the Emerald Enclave, the hippies that want to protect the woods. Ramalia Haventree and Leosin or Lanthar. Leosin, who you've met before, the half-elf monk. They are of the Harpers, kind of trying to gently influence for the greater good. Ramalia seems to have had the fire lit under her ass since her husband was assassinated by the cult. So she's not taking control of the Harpers, but as they are a looser organization, she seems to be the loudest voice, so they kind of have taken their dictation. Larell Silverhand of Waterdeep. Waterdeep is run by that masked council, but she is kind of the head of that council. If there is parliament, she is the prime minister. She is also a daughter of Mistra. Lord de Gult Neverember, an older human male, who brought stability to Neverember through conscripting the Dragonborn that were dropped in here. It's going to fend off the orc attacks. Conrad Braun Anvil from Mithril Hall, the dwarves. Realistically is just kind of like, well, what's everyone doing to help the dwarves? Why would I help if you guys aren't going to help the dwarves? So, well, you're underground, so the fuck do you want us to help you with against dragons? Marshal Ulder Ravengard, who runs Baldur's Gate. He is also the head of the Flaming Fist, which is their standing army, but they're also kind of a mercenary army. They duel on that. It's if we're not fighting for our city, we'll lend our sword for whoever has coin. King Melindrak of the Elves. This is going to be of the High Forest. A little bit more self-explanatory. The loose collection of elves that are here to stay on the mortal plane, or on the material plane. He is considered their king. He can pledge some Eldritch Knights, as well as some archers and rangers. There's Tarn Thunderskulls Hornblade. These are all names that I will give you. Don't worry about it. I'll send it to you later. He is from Silvery Moon. This is a looser, connected kind of city that mostly stood on their own, but he's a very well-renowned. Gotta double check. I believe it's wizard. But yeah, he's known to be like a great defender on his own, but he has other conscripts from Silvery Moon that could help. Sir Istaval, who we've had the pleasure of meeting, who's also a renowned fighter of dragons, who wears purple dragon-encrusted armor, which feels counterintuitive considering the cult wears purple dragon-encrusted armor. Those will be your Lord's Alliance members. These are the guys that run the cities along the coast here. Also at that council was a member of the Zhentarim, that black network, who I'd say the closest thing I can say would be the Thieves Guild in Skyrim. They aren't about murdering. If they have to murder to get the job done, they will, but they try not to. Is there any other crazy things? It was like you guys know through them already. Harper's Gauntlet, Emerald Enclave, Lord's Alliance, Sir Istaval. Yeah, those are the main members of the council. There seem to have been some other kind of people there, but they weren't as, I'd say, integral. This seems to be like, if we're at the UN, it's like, oh, this is, the USA and, the UK and like the main countries. This isn't like Djibouti or some shit. Yeah. So that's just so you guys got a flavoring of what these guys kind of respond to. Some of them are more forceful, some of them are more vengeful, but some of them prefer a more light hand. Obviously, Druid, the Emerald Enclave, wants to preserve the natural forest, so if you kill the dragon but burn down the forest, not really going to be a fan of yours. The dwarven dude obviously would like anything that benefits the dwarves and really wouldn't give a shit if you helped anyone else. But this is just again, yeah. So you have that lighter understanding of when you guys have actions, what's going to pop up. This person liked that. This person disliked that. But yeah. So that was the council. Give you a little bit skinny on there. But you guys made your way back to this town to kind of see the progress. The Lord's Alliance has your manor built. The town seems to be thriving. Yeah, you get to the house and you begin kind of cozying in, working on some skills, getting yourselves prepared for whatever is to come next. Your good friend Sildar told you that he will send for you when it is time. But there are many more council meetings. They figured you wouldn't be as interested in the nitty gritty politics of, well, how much money are you going to allot for blades? Or in our downtime, we have tomorrow perfecting a potion. Paragon, I'm assuming, working on his tinkering and checking in with Thagrin, who is very concerned with all the nicks on your armor. I was like, for our newer members, Thagrin is the town smith. He is as you could probably guess, a dwarf, and he has taken a very keen interest in Paragon. If anyone goes to the armorer with Paragon, you will see him, normally gruff and like dismissive of people that walk up, drop all of his tools and come over and just examine with every jeweler's loupe and caliber and everything he has, examine Paragon's armor and tweak it. Colleen, of course, would help you guys at the house, take care of yourselves, making tea, keeping everyone, cozy. Her son, Carpulon, ever inquisitive, bouncing off the walls all day, every day. Talking to whoever will talk to him the longest. Trying to think if there's any more notable people in town. Of course, we have Sparky, who has been, I'd say he's probably in the shop with Thagrin. Sparky is a gnome with a few pieces of shrapnel sticking out of his head that occasionally will zap electricity from one to the other point. He is also crippled and gets around by a kind of harness he attached to the bottom half of what looks like a warforged. So imagine Paragon without his upper half and a gnome kind of sitting in it. Talia, of course, loves that you guys are back, gives Balazar a little winky poo, and flashes her emblem at him so you know she is with the Zentarum as well. And has been told of your coming to this town. Your friends will probably inform you that they are not a great fan of hers, but she runs the mining, not the mining, yeah, the mining house in town, so she kind of handles the ins and outs of whatever's being collected, and she also is record keeper for the town. Totally am blanking on our elf adventurer friend, but the town speaker will be an older, retired elf adventurer who has a fairly firm hand, but he's kind of retired, so he's trying to be as chill as possible. Seems like the town is kind of taking care of itself, especially with the Heavy Lords Alliance influence. You notice this is starting to build up into a hub of sorts. You see troops move in and out through this place with some frequency through the next couple weeks. Your friends Vagum and his band of merry men being some of them, but they seem to be here on a more permanent stage. Man, I really am considering bringing the Nothic back in a friendly fashion, but I don't know if they can be friendly. uh,
The friendly Nothic.
well, I mean, he was happy once you fed him. Oh, but yeah, you guys are in Phandalin currently. Are you guys establishing anything in particular for your home and base here? We already have the master of the house's bedroom is really the only claimed one. And then
Is that up here?
yeah. And this is Lady Tamara Peace Song's home. So know that is
The
officially
art.
the manor.
So this is the crypt that you were talking about earlier?
Yes, one of those sarcophagi would have been emptied by the previous inhabitants, just because they desecrate things and are assholes. But you going down there, you would see what was once kind of a cracked lid has been repaired, and what was previously the insignia for Torm, one of the gods that our paladin friend here, worships, has been replaced with a halfling goddess. This you can construe as Carpulon Senior's final resting place.
Okay. Now this is the morning after, right?
Yeah, you guys have 3 weeks of downtime before they're going to call on you. So I figured whatever you guys want to poke at stuff, you guys want to set things up here, because this will be a central base. This isn't going to be something you're going to necessarily have to worry about getting raided while you're away. It's not that the town won't get attacked, but it's up on a hill. Like it's on top of a hill. It's got walls and barricades, and you have a live-in kind of police force. So it's not going to be something you're going to have to worry about necessarily.
Okay.
If you have to worry about your manor, you're going to have to worry about the whole town, essentially.
And Tim, the loft would be above this area here, correct?
So this would be that front gate that you walk into.
Mm-hmm.
This here is that second floor. So this will be the watch
Over
above
this. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would call dibs on this room because this leads up to here, correct?
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. All right, yeah.
Right.
I would call dibs on this room and start moving what little shit I have, like my sleep roll and whatnot. My little knapsack.
Which room did you grab?
This
Oh, I
one.
see where you are.
Yeah.
I have an open door.
still
I
looking
have
armor.
another open door, and then I can use this door for cover, worst case scenario, or run up the stairs and use this for, strategic purposes.
So I already know Paragon is just gonna nest in the corner of Blacksmith.
Like,
Yep,
just
that's
in the
me.
corner of the forge.
Yes.
I want to go back to the cave,
The under portion.
the magic forge. See if
Oh,
I can
magic.
copy some of the runes there. Put it on ours. Wasn't it near here? The magical forge.
No, that's the actual forge of Fandelver's.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is gonna be fairly near here. I'd say in the 3 weeks, I'd reckon you'd probably have to take Sparky and or Scott, our friend Tornos here, to examine some of the
shit else
roads.
aside from knitting, bud. So, I mean,
I'll be
that,
fine with
you
turkey.
know, studying, like, local topography, checking up on maps and shit. Anything that I really have at my disposal to be like, oh, hey, this landmark rings a bell, or otherwise.
Oh, also for the record, this is kind of like your war room. So they'll have that big old map on it and stuff, so you can have like a collection of stuff.
Sweet.
But yeah, just scout out the things. I believe our Oh God, I totally can't remember that first dwarf's name. Gunnar?
Gunnar.
Yeah.
And then spend time out in my shrine as well. But go on.
Will, are you still having problems with roll 20? Really?
Who? What?
Yeah, yesterday Will was having problems with roll 20.
Mm.
But yeah, we can get some extra nitty gritties done later. There's plenty of other actual rooms open, so I'm sure y'all can figure it out for yourselves and stash whatever you want to stash. Yeah. You got free roam to set up anything you might want to set up. If you want to set up something fairly longer term, like something that every time you come back to the manor house you add a little more to or something, we can get that rolling in the works. But yeah, let's see. See.
Now, did you answer me about the link?
The links, what?
Because I know it can't fight if I'm riding it, but if
Yeah.
if I'm riding it and something off in the distance shows up, can I either use my bow or use a ranged spell from a bat astride it?
You know, still. I gotta fix it. Sometimes.
You would be able to fight mounted, but
If I want it to
your
fight as
lynx
well, I have
is-
to go with it.
yeah, if your lynx is struck or if your lynx wants to attack like itself, it will have to revert to the smaller form.
Okay, so small kitty is the attack. Big
Yes.
kitty is the mount.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna make my note for that.
And then tiny kitty is helpless and needs to be carried.
But then how can it fight?
It'll grow. It's making itself travel size. So unlike Delan Winterhound, you don't have to leave her outside of the city.
But you just said when it's small is when it fights.
That's in its medium form. When it's a kitten, like
okay.
how
I
found
got
it,
you. I didn't know it had
tuck it
3
in the-
sizes. Okay.
Yeah.
Kitten carry size.
Yeah, that was how you got it in the pouch.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did the Raven Queen say anything to me by way of the animal? Because she kind of just let me go and it was in my arm still. I didn't know if it was a godly gesture or...
Yeah, she kind of offered it up as some things get lost in this area and wither. She kind of told you, don't let this one be forgotten, and ushered you out. So it was like, this one really shouldn't be here. Sometimes things just end up here and wither because they can't find their way out or they lose themselves in despair. And she's like, okay, this critter shouldn't be here, but it doesn't have the strength to leave on its own. So she's like, take him.
BRB. Keep it going.
I would say, do you notice along its coat when the sun is shining on it? Its coat has that shimmer, kind of like raven feather. It's black, but has that faint opalescence to it. Trying to think if the Raven Queen would offer anything more on that.
Am I charged with its care? Which obviously I would anyway, because I'm sure she would know that I love critters of all types and shapes, except for land squid.
Oh, she remembers you. The Raven Queen has a very extensive memory. Mm-hmm. It's what she deals in. if anyone's watched Encanto, we don't talk about Raven Queen.
Nope.
And that's
Both
essentially
Ravenholm.
the people have. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, oh shit, am I like spoiling? I was like, no, I'm pretty sure between Will being a death cleric or grave cleric and knowing about her, and then our literal cursed raven person interacting with her, you would, and then Yorian being a personal friend, you would collect pieces of a story that amount to people hate her because of her realm. It's the realm where people lose their memories or get trapped in their own memories and they torture themselves. But if you've seen Encanto, Bruno doesn't make the bad things happen. Bruno tells you the bad things are going to happen.
It's not his fault that they are happening.
Yeah. People hate Bruno because he tells them bad things are going to happen, and then they pin, well, Bruno said this, he must have done it. It's like, no. You're trapped in your memory because you feel guilty about it. My zone is just amplifying it. She is a goddess of memory and death. Her realm is when you die, you cross through it before you go to get judged by your actual god. Kelemvor kind of sorts you into whoever's pantheon you belong to. But the first day or two, you're just kind of wandering through her realm. Most people can find their way if they were devout, but those who are lost may be lost forever.
All right. Just so you know, in case it matters to you, her name is Nyx, and she's female. Unless you had other intentions.
Oh, I'm cool with that.
And yes, Scotty, it is a very large version of Nyx.
Nick's kitty.
Nyx Kitty.
That's my girlfriend.
No.
So jealous.
I'd say Tokris enjoys the new digs. He's gonna go lounge. Probably fuck with some of the guards that are on hand because this center stoned area is open. It's like a training ground essentially. You'll notice there's dummies and.
Did my internet just die?
The trance is about building up the people's ability to fight for themselves. And Tokris is loving giving the stanky boot to every fat farmer that tried to grab a sword. Trying to think if there's other interactions from people in town.
Well, sorry, Tim, probably Balazar wouldn't really, for the first couple of nights, that's 3 weeks, he probably wouldn't stay inside this manor. He'd head down to town, try to talk to the inn.
The question then is, are you going to the Stonehill Inn, or are you going to the Sleeping Giant?
The which one would look fancier?
Neither. It is currently being built up all around, but this was kind of like a dying farm town.
Okay.
So I'd say relatively, Stonehill will seem more of a family kind of pub, at least during the day, where people come in and get meals and stuff. Where the Sleeping Giant would be more where the guards will go to drink, or people that are going there to not be around the faint-hearted. It's like where you go if you're a little bit more rambunctious or you're looking to put a real bag on. You're not just trying to get a meal.
See if I could talk with the more pubbish one for the families and stuff. See if I could strike a deal to trying to con a room for some free entertainment.
Let me give you some advice, pal. You want to do something like that? You want some extra points? Say how you're going to do it instead of saying you're going to do it.
So I'd say, yeah, when you get there, you would find, yeah, you'd find kind of a family running this place. Older humans with a youngish son. I'd say just turning like 13. He's starting to get that awkward, not in his right body phase.
Mm-hmm.
But he just kind of keeps his head down and clears tables. Toblin, who will be the man running the bar. He'll see you come in and just, it seems like everyone's in a decent mood. There's I'd say about 10 people in this kind of establishment right now. They all kind of stop and look at you when you come in. Not like me, but just like,
Well, hello, everybody. I've been tasked for everyone to see if anyone would in services of a good time. I am Balazar.
they just kind of all keep looking at you like, Toblin says from behind the bar, "You've got coin?"
I do have some coin on me, but I would like to see if we could strike a deal.
Huh. One of those fancy talkers. Must be from the main cities. Well, come on in. We won't shy you away. And he sits there and he pulls up a mug. And he dips it into a barrel. And he puts it on the counter like, "Here. First one's free."
I do appreciate that.
Well, we've come into a bit of luck, so I figured share the love with the town.
I'm just wandering from place to place, see the more exotic locales, but I kind of let my music do the talking.
Ah. An entertainer. He says
Aye,
there, he
that-
looks at your peculiar looking instrument, and he kind of leans forward. He's like, "Hey," kind of gestures you a little closer and leans over the bar. Like, "You're not with that blue fella, are you? He's been a bit of a ruckus causer. You know, another scaly one."
That's as far as our similarities would end. Just the color of our scales.
Ah. Right then. Want to make sure we don't have to put away the good china.
No.
And you look over, he gives a nod to his wife who's, 10 feet away, already with arms full of, like, knife.
Like tucking into the closet, or like you're sure. No, it's
Like
okay.
Bilbo Baggins hiding the good silver.
Yes.
Like, "Oh, Jesus, not another." Well, I guess they wouldn't say Jesus. "Oh, Lathander, not another." Oh. You, give me a perception check.
He's gonna die.
He's gonna die.
Hey, thanks for the vote of confidence.
And Tokers comes in, and anyway.
No
Oh,
one can be
boy.
worse than
Dirty 20.
fucking Kyle almost killing himself very first one.
It's a dirty 20.
Yeah. Uh, I say, as you're talking to this guy and noticing, they're kind of easing up a little. They're figuring, it's like, okay, well, you at least seem better mannered than the other one. You feel a tugging on your instrument before you hear the pluck of a string, but just like a boing.
Like, it seems like someone is interested in my axe. Who shall this be? And I turn around. What do I
For
see?
you, a very striking, say maybe late 30s, maybe early 40s, woman dressed in a very nice black fineries. Not a dress, mind you. She seems a little more business than that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, yes, it's not the only thing I'm interested in. This is the lady you noticed winking at you when you came into town.
I do believe we met somewhere before, but I can't seem to put my finger on it. I'm Balazar. And you?
I am. Let me double check because I feel like I say the name wrong each time. I think it's the other one every time.
That's okay.
It's not Talia. It's Halia.
Alia. Okay.
Halia Thornton. There we go. Oh. Such finery. I am Halia Thornton, guildmaster over at the Miners' Exchange. But I dabble in quite a few other things as well. Perhaps I sold your services once or twice, if you've been around the cities.
Place to place. If I do remember the name of a striking, lovely lady.
Well, if we've met, you certainly wouldn't forget me. You notice, like, as you're talking, the barkeep is just kind of leaning on the bar and, like, smiling. And you see his wife come over and just kind of elbow him in the ribs real fast. Yeah, last woman.
It does seem to draw a crowd wherever I go.
Like you hear her say, "Keep your eyes to yourself before she takes them from you." Just kind of humph and like turns away from Halia.
Did anybody
Well.
go with him?
No, he went to go
He's
find
on
some
his
lodging.
own.
Okay. I was making sure because I made coffee at one point, so I wasn't sure if it was that bad.
That's okay. I decided to go into town with my gear to see if I can find a place that would set me up for free, not knowing that the manor is there for me as well.
Say,
Can we
Halia,
back up for a moment?
was that?
Can we back up for a moment?
Sure.
How in the world did you end up with our group? All I know is that I died and you ended up as part of the search party. I don't remember what happened before then.
He
We
was.
found him in a pile
I
of
was
corpses.
disguising myself in a group of dead bodies because I was hired. I was kind of on my way to wherever the
He was there.
cultists were going.
Yeah.
So was he supposed to be part of the cultists or was he spying on the cultists?
Either.
He was an entertainer.
I was an entertainer for the cultists. I am dragonborn. I have wings and horns. They kind of
So you're
They
still
saw the
without the actual
wing.
event. You were just going after coin wherever you can get it.
pretty much,
Yeah.
And happened to see that we were in distress and this kind of tagged along with us.
pretty much.
Sort of. It was Will started going throughout the courtyard lighting the dead bodies on fire, and he lit one on fire, and this guy just no, and just like tumbled out from underneath it,
Thanks, kid.
and then just kind of tagged along because, well, the guys who hired me are all dead. So I guess I'm with you guys. He wasn't really gonna stick around and let the Giants kill him because the Giants made it very clear that they were not particularly interested in keeping him around.
And
So we
so
kinda
they
just
were
ignored you.
interested in killing him.
This was
Alright,
a bare
well,
convenience.
Then he is harmless. I would have extended our hospitality with the understanding of don't fuck us over. But
We'll say it was trying to be polite, and go, oh, I don't want to impose, so he's going to try and find his lodgings. To which Halia, I'd say, would sit there, turn to the barkeep, and flip him platinum, and say, keep this one comfortable. I was like, if there's anything else you need, put it on my tab. I was like, we'll have some interesting talks with my organization and circle back. And she just kind of struts on out, but gives you that kind of like over the shoulder glance as she goes. And you notice there's a couple people in the tavern that are like, oh, like watching her strut out.
Yeah.
But again, it's a family tavern, so a few that are looking are there with their wives.
Wives,
Who are like slapping backs of heads or storming away from tables and
Come on, I had to keep it a
feeling
little
she's not a
entertaining.
skank. Yeah, I was like, you get the feeling she's not a skank or anything like that, but she's definitely
Basically, she's part Moxie.
yeah. She's not banging everyone, but everyone does want to bang her.
Yeah.
then all the women are keeping a tight leash on their men.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the
It's not a.
Am I actually dead? No, the stream is still running. Discord's just shitting the bed. Interesting.
Here. The length.
Oh god, Discord just shit itself.
So he
hard.
sent his booty girl over to say hi to him. Got it.
Is the local chapter sent over.
Oh my good god.
But yeah, I'd say you'd find this place pretty cozy. People are everyone seems very happy. And I'd say if you'd met, give me give me 3 persuasion checks.
For persuasion? Okay. Just like Carpulin, I can't roll below a 10.
Yeah. Well, that was an eloquence thing.
Huh?
Well, that was an eloquence thing. I might be wrong.
No, I have a plus 11 in persuasion.
How the fuck did you get that? Oh, you already have a +5. I guess. I mean, there's a +3 for proficiency.
I have
That's
expertise in persuasion.
There
Well,
it
yeah, okay.
is.
That'll work.
27,
27, okay.
28,
Yeah.
and 23. If you want the exact numbers, it was a 12, 17, and a 16.
While you're hanging out in this bar, would you just be drinking and chatting up, or would you be trying to perform, or?
Be
What are
trying to
these
perform.
numbers?
I'd start the performance casting dancing lights to try to get everyone's attention and start to play.
Yeah, people are loving it. People are very freely talking to you about their small town. Like, hey, we don't get many people coming by to kind of post up. We've been getting a lot more Lords Alliance passing through, bringing some interesting crew. But yeah, you'll get the vibe that people are a lot happier now because the group that you seem to have found really, really brought stability and safety to this town.
For running
Well,
up
yes.
the bandits that were here first.
Yeah, they seem to be on the upswing. They are rebuilding some of the dilapidated buildings. There seem to be what the rest of them would notice were once stalls are starting to become small storefronts.
Right.
But yeah, you get good vibes. People were a little weary, but they were weary because like I only know one other Blue Dragonborn, and he's kind of rowdy.
He's kind of a
Yeah.
Is it? Can you spell rowdy? R-A-W.
ROWDY.
I spelled it like 6 different ways earlier, and now you used it. I'm like, that's it. Somebody else used it. Maybe they know the spelling.
Or if you're a cheerleader, ROWDIE. That's the
Whoa. No.
Never heard that one. ROWDIE. That's the way we spell rowdy. 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 No, never heard that one. Okay.
I have. I'm just. I'm not a cheerleader. That was my sister.
help me. Help.
But yeah, unless you want to do anything in particular, you are greeted with welcome arms. You have this paid for. People are a little like, "Oh, how do you know her?" Because she's. I was like, "What the fuck?" But yeah, good vibes. People are open. If you have any questions for them, but they are townsfolk, so they wouldn't probably know anything.
No, just the first couple of days, probably just establish that I'm here just to entertain the masses and have them enjoy the time of rough days.
Yeah. I'd say. Oh God, what fucking movie was that? No, it's A Knight's Tale that I was thinking of, where he's just strolling through town and he's singing. I'd say at one point you're just kind of roaming and playing and like, huh, this is a nice little town. I can see myself being here. And I was like, I won't even make you roll for it. I'm gonna see. Are you proficient in perception?
No, I am not.
What's your wisdom score?
Wisdom score's a 17. I have a +3.
Yeah, I'd say you're not particularly stealthy yet. You manage to hear the pittering and pattering of little feet following you on like day 3. And you turn around and you notice wild red hair just kind of sticking up in tufts. With a child clearly hiding behind like a barrel. And then like poking his eyes up and it's Carpulon Jr.
Okay, so as I'm playing, playing to the sound of the beat, trying to just roam around the town, see. Second, I need to. open the other page. I completely forgot. Do. Okay. So, sorry, Scott. I'm gonna have to do this to you for the minute. I'm going to slyly cast Dimension Door, and I'm going to try to appear behind him.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely won't notice.
But the song he would hear, if the fucking shit would load.
Maybe you should just reference it so that you don't DMCA us.
Oh no, I had Scott muted.
That doesn't.
That don't
It
matter.
does. He can't hear me.
Yes,
So
I
he
can.
won't hear the song.
No, that just means you can't hear Scotty.
All right. Let me just do this then. All right. So,
Bam. Let me know when he is done with his piece. Problem solved.
You know, like okay. Yeah, and you pop up right behind this child who you see is still tucked behind this, and you see him kind of peering over the barrel and going, "Oh, wait." And then he hears the music behind him, and he's like, "That was cool. How'd you do that?"
it's all parts of the show, little one. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I haven't heard any of these.
And I think I saw you up at the house. What's your name?
I'm Carp.
Carp.
Yeah, just like my daddy.
Huh.
Who are you?
I am Balazar. I travel from place to place to try to see what I can see, enjoy the sights, and find what I'm looking for.
Oh, Bolivar. I haven't been outside of our hometown here, but the guys up at the house, they tell me all these fun stories.
I would. Well, with stories, they have to play a little music for that.
He pulls out this ragged looking harp. It looks like he took like a sapling, just a bendy piece of wood and tied it and then put some strings on it. It's like the equivalent of a kid putting fucking rubber bands on like a tissue box.
Got you. I know that craft.
Well, isn't that a lovely little instrument?
Yeah. And it goes to like strum it, but he doesn't know how to play, so he's just like up and down, just bing, 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 and then it snaps. Oh. And you see him pick up some of the pieces and start like tying things together. I was like, "Do you know that song?"
Might be one I can learn. Does sound very good.
It's Sheila's Love. My dad used to sing it while we were working the fields.
That was always nice.
Do you have any religion in you?
Other than Bahamut.
All right. I'd say you have a vague understanding that Sheila is some kind of halfling pantheon goddess.
Okay.
Like you've traveled, you heard it maybe once or twice, but like really no one else fucking follows that. But like there's other gods that are way more followed in this area. So
Right. Fair enough.
yeah,
Pantheon?
the halfling pantheon.
That's what I thought.
But he starts kind of singing off key in halfling. And for those in Will's campaign, you will have noticed Carpulon hums it when you guys
Time to
travel,
time.
especially when he's drinking. It's his go-to song. But yeah, he starts putting together his little harp thing again. And he's missing a lot of pieces from it already, so now it's super tiny. But he's like,
Let me see. Hold on.
Would he have
dang
been
it.
playing that at the manor?
what was that?
Would he have been playing with it at the manor at some point?
A harp?
Yeah.
Probably, but at the manor, he's all over the place. So he's got 1,000 little projects that He's got swords that he tried to make. He's tried to make himself a
The
shield.
harp probably would be looking for a kid version to purchase or
Yeah.
such. Or talk to the people, see who could maybe put one together for him. That's of less ear-splitting quality.
I'd say, he sits there and starts asking you a whole bunch of questions about all the lands you've been to, and like asking you about, the clothes you're wearing. He's tugging on your wings. He's like, I'd say probably at one point he plucks a scale from you. And then if you go, oh, he says, oh, sorry. And he tries to put it back.
Nah, souvenirs for the enjoyable stories and everything. It's perfectly okay, little one. But do you want to see something cool?
Yeah.
I am going to, as we're walking, I'm going to try to, head back towards the manor with him. But on the way, I'll show him the ability of the glamored studded armor I have, and change the appearance from the normal band that's around my torso at the diagonal and the pants to more so of normal looking clothing.
Yeah. He's like, whoa. I'd say if there's any long hanging portion, like a coat portion, he's gonna like
Yeah, the
go on.
coattail.
He's gonna like go under like whoa and like try and look for how you did that. And he's like, you see, he's decently dressed. You wouldn't have seen him before, where he was in tatters, because they were pretty poor. He's wearing normal kid clothes at this point.
Yeah.
But they are, a little stitched together here and there. I'd say you notice along the way, somehow, his shirt has like torn twice.
Yep.
It's like we didn't even go through any thorns or anything. I don't understand how that happened. But yeah,
I look at him and I double back to the route we were taking, and like, how did that happen? Huh.
I don't know. Mom always says that I'm gonna find myself in trouble one day, but luckily, it's like where I have daddy's curiosity, I have mommy's smart.
That's always a good combo, and I kind of get down to his eye level. It's not always about getting into trouble. It's always finding the best way to get out of it.
You can get me out of trouble. Can you tell her mom I broke a and I didn't mean to but she's gonna I don't want them to be angry.
I'm tapping. I'm kind of like patting him on the head, and I'm like, with age comes wisdom. That's something you have to find out for yourself.
Well,
This
he's
way
fully convinced you're gonna get him out of trouble when you get back to the mansion, but he's very happy with this life lesson you're giving him.
Yeah.
And you see the remnants of his harp. He's now using your scale as like a pick.
Okay.
I knew that was coming.
You guys make your way back to
Towards the manor.
he's trying to teach you the halfling words to this song. I'd probably say the rest of you guys, if you were anywhere outside of the main house, you'd probably hear the raucous laughter of this child as he's teasing his new friend for mispronouncing halfling words. Like, if you've ever spent time with a little kid and they tried saying something to you, like, a dinosaur or something like that. No, dinosaur, like that. Yeah. You get back up. Killeen is kind of just tidying things up. You see her kind of standing by the gate, like, "Oh, Carp, you leave that man alone. Come now."
Nah, it's no bother whatsoever.
And he starts running towards her and trips and tears his pants a little. He's like, and then he just gets up without even like acknowledging that he fell at all, and like, and starts running back to her.
I'd probably say to myself, that's what happened.
Yeah. Oh, and you see her kind of, wiping dust off his face and seeing all of the new holes, and it's like, well, lucky for you, I've been teaching Tornos a thing or two about mending fabrics, so you can come sit with us tonight. Like, go on, get cleaned up for dinner. He's like, and sir, you are also welcome at our table.
I appreciate that.
You'll see
You hear a
Tornos.
clatter as I was gonna say, you hear a clatter as Carpulon ran into something that no one can really see, and something's just falling apart.
I was gonna say you'll see Tornos in the corner with his little kit, like sewing needle in one hand, thread in the other. Let's do this, Killian. And then you'll see like the little like jeweler's loop come down, and then use like 2 or 3 magnifying glasses. Like, I'm fucking ready.
He's gonna run towards you, and then he's gonna stop, do like that kind of square off thing, like, up. Am I going this way? Up. Am I going that way? And then he's gonna try and dive through your legs. Do you want to see if you catch him?
Yeah. Where's my dice sack? I need my dice sack. Hang on.
You're only now thinking about your dice sack?
Well, I was preoccupied with other things.
Am I seeing this?
What was that?
Am I seeing this?
Oh yeah, this is out in the courtyard.
What am I
Okay.
rolling, Dad?
Yes.
I will
Dex.
give you an inspo on that one, Scotty.
Dumping dice.
Scotty.
I heard you. What is it?
Okay,
68.
sorry. I am double checking.
It's gonna be a D8.
D8. Yes.
14. With the D8.
With the D8, you got 14.
With the 14.
All right. He is getting right through your legs, but you manage to catch his little leg and pull him up and hold him upside down.
For the bardic inspiration for the flavor, the what's that chasing music, Scott? I played when we were doing
Benny Hill.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You start hearing me play that on the guitar.
But yeah, you managed to catch him. And he's just laughing away. And yeah. Won't push it too much further. You guys can settle down for dinner and stuff. In the meantime, we got Tamara, we got Paragon on his mission to check out the runes.
Did I die? I died again.
That's okay.
This is stupid. Oh boy. Yeah, Discord has utterly and completely shit the fucking bed. Wow. Whoa, Discord.